Yo, what's up, guys? It's Gamerverse back again here to do another review for you guys today, man. Today we are reviewing Heavy Rain. Heavy Rain, yes, this game came out a while ago, and by a while ago I mean a couple of years. I'm doing this review for PC, but a lot of these topics that I cover and the things that I cover will apply to consoles as well. The game is out on PS3, it's also out on PS4, and if you have a PS5, you can get access to it as well. But yeah, let me just introduce the game. Heavy Rain, since its original release, received a significant amount of updates for the newer version that came out in 2019. I'm doing this review in 2025, and I'm gonna cover a lot of topics for the game. I'll cover topics, and at the end of the video, I will give my verdict and then also give the game a score out of 10. So yeah, thank you so much for clicking on this video. I'm Gamerverse, and without any delay, let's get into the review. Our first topic, let's talk about story. Let's talk about the story. This game's story is so complex. I do want to highlight a lot of the weight that it carries and if it still resonates after these years later. So in the story of this game, we do play as various protagonists, but the main protagonist that you play as, you play with Ethan, and Ethan loses his son in the game, and he goes on this kind of a journey to discover, sorry, not to discover, but to find his son, and his son is wrapped up in this serial killer that's been on the loose, and he's murdering people. So you gotta find out, and you go through all of these trials with Ethan trying to find your son, and this killer strikes in the rain, and so forth. The name is Heavy Rain of the game. There is a lot of endings, there's a lot of character arcs, like I said, there's a lot of protagonists. You play with Ethan, you also play with somebody called Norman Jaden from the FBI, and then you also play with another female called Madison, and you also play with another guy called Scott Shelby. So yeah, the story goes like that. Basically, all of these characters get intertwined, and the main plot of it is it's about this guy who's killing children and drowning them in rainwater. So basically, you gotta find out why he's doing that. But then, like I said, most of the plot revolves around Ethan and finding his son, because his son might be in danger from this serial killer on the loose, drowning kids in the rain. The game has a lot of emotional weight as well, like I said, and it very much resonates. And I feel like this game could be turned into a TV show adaptation that would be really cool. But that's how good the story is. Like, they did it with The Last of Us because of how good the story was. This story is really good, and I'm sure it could be adapted as well to a TV show or movie. And I remember when the game came out on PS3, I played it back in 2010, 2009, I think. The game was just, wow, I was like so young back then, and the game hit so hard, and I played the game a bunch of times. Like, I know that, like I told you guys, it's got multiple endings, and then I got these multiple endings. But you can be lucky to get one of or three of the endings, because there are 17 endings in the game, and that's a lot. So yeah, you can also Google and check how to get particular endings, because some endings is like you got to do particular things to get the certain ending that you want. But yeah, that's it for story. Like I said, it's got a lot of narrative depth, and it is really a good story. It's a good old story. Quantic Dream are the same people who made Detroit Become Human. That was also a great game. That is a more recent game, but you can see how their work started, and this is where they started basically. In fact, no, their first game was called Fahrenheit. It's also similar to Heavy Rain and Detroit. But yeah, that's another video for another day. Fahrenheit was also really good. I played that too. But yeah, that's it for story. Next, let's talk graphics. Comparison to the original PC version is way better. We got enhanced textures, resolution is way better, and we've got some ray tracing options. It does hold up against modern standards. Of course, when it came out on the PS3, it was very, very low resolution, but at the time that was a thing, because It looked really good back then. Like it looked HD, even though it wasn't HD. It was like 360p or something, or maybe more, 720. But yeah, the graphics does really hold up. You've got from low to high settings, and you can make the game look really good. But it doesn't look like a modern game. It's still very possible for you to look at it and say, this isn't like 2025 standard, like Unreal Engine, like the new Unreal Engine. But it is better. It's better than a PS3 version, and it does look decent. And you're sure to be engaged when it comes to the graphics. But it's not as bad as you saying like, wow, this game doesn't look great at all. It looks decent. Like I said, it looks decent, and it holds up against modern standards. Like I said, so yeah. Next, let's talk gameplay. Gameplay for the game. Standard Quantic Dream interactive storytelling going on here with your quick time events. Quick time events, if you don't know what that is part of the gameplay mechanics. If something happens in the game, like an action sequence or something, you've got to click these buttons in order to succeed in the event. Because if you click the wrong button, that might mean losing a character or dying or getting hurt in the game. And yeah, it's got choice-based gameplay, which means you choose what to say in the game, and that will affect the story of the game. But that gameplay mechanic is used very much often in most of the games. And the mechanics are still very engaging, and it doesn't feel old or dated because they've been doing it from Fahrenheit to Detroit Become Human. They've been doing this type of gameplay. Yeah, and I won't be surprised if they use this gameplay on the next game. It does work, and it's interactive, and I love that about it. It's so interactive and immersive in that sense. So that's the gameplay. And of course, you've got some puzzles that you need to solve in the game. And do some detective work as well. But other than that, the gameplay mechanics are really good, and I did enjoy it. Even my 10-year-old self back then enjoyed it, if you know what I mean. But yeah, the game is quite old, like I said, but it does hold up when it comes to the gameplay. Next, let's talk PC performance. Frame rates was really good. I got 60 frames per second. Loading times, super great. I didn't load as long at all. The loading times are really quick. Stability was a bit of a problem, I would say, because there was sometimes where I would play the game and then it would crash randomly, and then I had to go back into the game, and then I did that a couple of times throughout my playthrough. It kind of crashed when I had to restart the game. I don't know if it does this on everybody's PC system, but I did it on mine, and yeah, that kind of happened like probably 5 times, and I don't know. I looked it up, and apparently it did happen on some other people's PCs, and I don't know if they were gonna fix it. Depending where you buy the game, I think it's on Steam for PC, right? But yeah, other than that, I would say that, like I said, the frame rates are really good, loading times are good, and the game is stable. The graphical settings run very stable, and the game performs very well, 60 frames per second. Yeah, that's it for performance. Next, let's talk sound. Let's talk sound, voice acting.
However, I am worried about your psychological condition. I know it's not easy, but you've got to start over, Ethan. You're not responsible for what happened.
It's my fault Jason is dead. He'd still be alive if I'd been looking out for him.
It was an accident. Accidents happen every day. You can't blame yourself forever for your son's death. How is Sean?
He's a very solitary kid, very focused within himself.
The soundtrack and the voice quality of the game is really good, considering they didn't change the soundtrack for the new version of the game. It's still very immersive, and it does its job very well and effectively. And the atmospheric sound is really cool. It matches the whole vibe of the eerie type of like raining, and everything is kind of like grim and dark type of thing. They did very well, and the voice acting was done very well. And the cool thing, if you actually complete the game, you can get to check out behind the scenes of the actors and how they run through their lines, and they did a really good job. And a lot of these actors nobody actually know about, and they did a good job on the voice acting. They did a really good job, and after watching the video of these actors running their lines, it's actors that you no idea existed. You haven't seen them, and I feel like they deserve a little more spotlight for this work, really, because it's honestly really good. So yeah, that's it for sound. Next, let's talk replayability. Replay. I don't know why I said that, but replayability of the game is really good. Like I said, you got 17 different endings. Significance of the different paths that you can take increases the replay value of the game, and the choices impact the story in meaningful ways. So yeah, replayability is there. You can play the game 17 times if you want to. You can play it 100 times if you want to. Maybe you'll find some different Easter eggs or things that other people missed. So yeah, the game is very much replayable, and I would definitely encourage you to do that, so you can get the full experience out of the game. So yeah, that's it for replayability. Now I just want to give my final thoughts and my verdict. Who would enjoy this game? Who would enjoy Heavy Rain? Would I suggest it for first-time players and returning players? I think anyone would enjoy Heavy Rain, and it's the type of game where you just sit back and enjoy, and also you got to do some quick time events, so you're gonna be mashing some buttons, but most of the time you're gonna be sitting back and taking in the story. So it is for anyone basically. And then first time players, I would definitely recommend playing this game. And if you haven't played Detroit Become Human, you definitely play that immediately after you complete Heavy Rain, because it's the same developers and they have the same way of game design, and they tell amazing stories. Quantic Dream, they are one of the best developers in my opinion. Returning players, of course, you gotta play it. If you played it back in the day on PS3, come back and play it now on PC or PS4. The game runs even better, more frame rates, and it runs better, like I said, and it's definitely worth returning to. And my final score for the game is a solid 8 out of 10. I'm giving Heavy Rain a solid 8 out of 10. This game is a big part of my childhood. I played it on PS3, and it was just one of the best games I've ever played. It was the first game I played where it was like my path makes the story, makes the ending, and that felt, at the time, it felt innovative, it felt new, and it felt innovative. And even playing it today, it's so nostalgic but also very much fun. So yeah, that is it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you have any questions, or if you are about to play the game, if you're returning to the game, let me know in the comment section below. Share this video, leave a like, subscribe to my channel. I've got some awesome more videos coming. I'm trying to get to 1K subscribers. I'm on 500 subs right now, but please hit that subscribe button. And I've been Gamerverse, and I'll see you guys in another video.